Hi everyone! Today we're going to be looking at how to graph this function here. So the first thing to do is we want to recognize which elementary function this function will fall into. And we can see pretty quickly that it belongs to the square root function as graphed here. The next thing we can do is we can actually take this 4 and factor it out. And what that will do is it'll make our transformations a little bit easier to visualize. Next, with transformations, we always want to follow the same order. So we want to start with stretches and compressions, then reflections, and finally translations. So first, we're going to look at these stretches and compressions. And we can identify those by a factor on either the function or the x-coordinate. So looking at anything being multiplied by the function as a whole, we see this 1/3 here. And with the 1/3 being a vertical stretch or compression, since it's a fraction, it will be a vertical compression. By a factor of 3. Next, we can look at the 4 here being multiplied by the x-coordinate. Now, for the horizontal component, since it's a whole number, we're actually going to have another compression. So this will be a horizontal compression. By a factor of 4. So now we can go ahead and graph this on the graph. So with a vertical compression, we're kind of pushing the function in like this, and it's a factor of 3. So it's going to be about 1/3 of the height of our original function, like that. So that's our vertical compression. Next, with the horizontal compression, we're kind of pushing in like this with a factor of 4. So it's going to kind of be 4 times this original, this other vertical compression here. So it'll look something like that with both our compressions. And next, we can go ahead and look at our reflections. So reflections are demonstrated by negating either the function as a whole or just the x-coordinate. And we can see here we have a negative at the front of a function. So that means we are reflecting over the x-axis. So we can kind of sketch that here, just like that. And we don't see a negative on the x-coordinate, so we know we only have one reflection, and that is over the x-axis. Finally, we have our translations, and those are represented by either adding or subtracting a constant to the function as a whole or the x-coordinate. So first we see this +3, and we're adding it to the function as a whole. So this will be our vertical translation, and since it's positive, we are moving up. So 3 units up. And then finally, we look at this -1/2 here. So that is on our x component, so that's the horizontal component. And since it's negative, we're moving right. So 1/2 units right. And we can graph this. So first we could do 3 units up, kind of have there, and then a half unit to the right. So I'll have that there. And then just sketching our graph like that. And that is all the transformations we have for this one. So our final graph will look like that orange function there.